This story is about God and a man called Gideon. You can find it in the Bible in the book of Judges. But where is Gideon? He's nowhere to be seen. In fact, he is hiding in a pit his father used for crushing grapes. God came as an angel to see Gideon and said, "God is with you, mighty warrior." "You can't be talking to me," Gideon stammered. "I'm no mighty warrior." But God knew what he was doing. He always does. God said to Gideon, "You have the strength to save the people of Israel. Go and save them from the Midianites. I am the one who is sending you." But Gideon answered, "I beg your pardon, Lord. How can I save Israel? My family is the weakest in all Israel, and I am the least important person in my family." "You're the man, all right," God said. "Those bad Midianites have my people surrounded, and I want you to round up an army to stop them." Gideon did what God told him, and to his surprise, over 30,000 men agreed to join him. But then God whispered, "Gideon, you have far too many men. I want you to send some of them away." But there are more Midianites than I can count," Gideon stammered. "I need all the help I can get." But God knew what he was doing. He always does. "I am all the help you need," God said. "So tell the men who are frightened to go home." Gideon did what God told him. And when he had finished, there were only 10,000 left. God whispered again, "Gideon, you still have too many men. So here's what I want you to do." Gideon listened to God's plan. Gideon stammered and shook. Then he led his men to the river and told them to have a drink. Some soldiers lapped up the water like dogs. Gideon sent them home. Others got down on their knees and scooped up the water into their hands. Those were the soldiers Gideon kept. And when he had finished, there were only 300 left. God said to Gideon, "Now we are ready to fight the Midianites." "But there are thousands of them," Gideon stammered, "and only 300 of us. How can we possibly win?" "You can't," God said, "on your own. You need my help. That's what I want you to understand. Now, listen. Here's my plan." Later that night, Gideon led his 300 men to the edge of the Midianite camp. In one hand, every soldier carried a trumpet, and in the other hand, an earthenware pot with a flaming torch inside. There wasn't a sword in sight. At Gideon's signal, the soldiers blew their trumpets, smashed their pots, and shouted, "For the Lord and for Gideon!" The Midianite soldiers woke up in alarm. There was noise and fire all around them. Dazed and confused, they stumbled about in the dark, into each other and over each other, and it wasn't long before they were fighting each other too. When all the fighting had stopped, the Midianite soldiers who were left ran away. They thought they'd been defeated by some great army. But in fact, it had only been Gideon and his 300 men. And, of course, a God who knew what he was doing all along. God wanted to show that he had the power to do what Gideon thought was impossible.